NASCAR is back, baby.
Lesson from the brain, seeing the beauty through the.
What is up, YouTube? Welcome back to the video, and today we are going to be reviewing the Darlington race that occurred today at, well, Darlington in the NASCAR Cup Series. So if you guys do enjoy, make sure to leave a like, hit the subscribe button, and I want you guys to comment down below what your guys' thoughts on the race were. I think there's definitely a lot of different ways you can take it, and it was definitely a very interesting race, and I'm going to go ahead and get into it. So we're going to start with a quick race recap. We start off, the cars are getting ready to go green. They go green, they restart, the inside doesn't get going, and then Ricky Stenhouse wrecks on the first lap. Of all the people to do it, are we really surprised that Ricky Stenhouse was the one to wreck on the first lap? I don't think there's any other driver, that would do that. So anyways, Ricky Wreckhouse unfortunately wrecks on the first lap, and Keselowski, he had the pole position. He led probably the first 30-ish laps. Bowman would take the lead after the competition caution, though, and lead roughly, feels like 50 laps. I could be wrong on that, but leads for quite a while until his teammate Jimmy Johnson, after Bowman's tire literally died, and he loses a 3-second lead on Johnson. Johnson would lead until he would spin out. I mean, there's kind of a discussion between whether it was whose fault it was. I think it's really even on both sides. Johnson seemed to take it, the Johnson way. So, but he would lead until he would have an issue with Chris Buescher, which would spin him out, ending his race. And I think he finished in 37. So Johnson, he showed speed. He was fast. He could have definitely won that race, but we'll never get to know, and we'll see how he does next week if the team can, make the same car. But William Byron was sitting in second at the time and would get the stage win. Moving on to stage 2, Harvick would take the lead out of the gates. Byron would blow a tire early in the stage, and then Harvick would basically maintain his lead throughout it. Kurt Busch would just kind of comes out of nowhere after a caution. He was in second and kind of stuck around the top 5 all day. And then Suarez would bring the 5th caution of the day. Now after that caution, Tyler Reddick would make his way into 4th place, but Denny, or 4th or 5th, I'm sorry if I got that wrong. But then Denny Hamlin had some debris on his, the front of his car, tried to get it off, successfully got it off, and then went on Tyler Reddick, which then forced him to go all the way to the back of the field. I don't know what happened on the pit stop, but because it happened under caution, the pit stop, but for some reason he fell all the way back. I guess they had to, maybe there's damage, I don't know, but for some reason he had fallen all the way to the back, but it wouldn't necessarily be the end of his day, despite what I thought. Anyways, Brad Kay would win stage 2 off of a late stage restart, and then he would lead early in stage 3, and Harvick would take the lead with about 60-ish to go and never really look back. Newman would cause the final caution of the race, although he had a pretty solid day, which we'll get into when we get to race results. And yeah, so Harvick would get the win. Bowman was easily the second fastest car all day, consistently at least. I mean, there's times where he'd fall back a little bit, but he always got back to that top 3. I mean, he was always up there. He was in second for pretty much the entire stage 2 or stage 3, and he definitely had the second fastest car all day. Also, I want to shout out John Hunter Neum checking the top 10. We'll get to that at our rookie report, but all in all, pretty decent race. Here are your race results. I got the top 10 and notable finishes up here, and then I have the rest of them on my phone. So if I look down, that's why I'm looking down to see the finishes. Anyways, Kevin Harvick obviously got the winner. He was easily the fastest car all day long. There was a brief stint where he kind of fell back, and it looked like, hey, maybe he's not able to. Maybe he's just want to get top 3 or top 5. He quickly shut me up after passing Brad Keselowski and got the win, getting his 50th win on his career. Harvick, getting the accolades. I passed Tony Stewart, I believe, in 49th, and is now tied with some pretty historic drivers. I think Junior Johnson is one. Anyways, that's beside the point. Second place, Alex Bowman. Like I said earlier, he was consistently the second fastest car all day. In stage 1, it looked like he was going to be the fastest car, but it just seemed like he had used his tires up too much, and then just throughout the day, he spent the entire first half of stage 3 trying to pass Brad Keselowski for the lead, and then he never would succeed, and then Harvick takes the lead. Keselowski's in second, and Bowman finally passes Keselowski, and that I was like, what the heck, man? That was annoying. But anyways, a solid day from, not above solid day, a great day for Alex Bowman, and it looks like he's riding off that momentum he was riding in to this week's riding into you get what I mean. He's on a momentum streak right now and is looking very, very much like a championship contender. Maybe he figures something out over these next couple of days, comes back Wednesday, and who knows what can happen there. Anyways, third place, Kurt Busch. Like I said earlier, I don't know where he came. He just kind of appeared in stage 2 and never really left the top 5 after that. Had a really great day for Kurt Busch. Really like seeing Kurt Busch getting finishes like these, having days like these. Definitely great for his point situation, and hope he can keep it up. Chase Elliott in 4th place, much like Kurt Busch. I don't know where he came from. He was just kind of chilling. I'm a Chase Elliott fan, so I'm kind of confused why I didn't notice it. But he was kind of chilling in and out of the top 5 all day, or not top 5, top 10 all day. He had some lows, had some highs, and then all of a sudden in stage 3, he just appeared in the top 5 and never left. So not complaining because I'm a Chase Elliott fan, just kind of confused how that happened. I did leave, and maybe that's kind of what happened. He kind of came up while I was gone, but whatever. 5th place, Denny Hamlin. He was in the top 5 pretty much all day and finished top 5. Really solid day for him. Martin Truex Jr., this man had a roller coaster ride of a day. 6th place, though, finally getting his first top 10 of the season. You like to see that out of him. He had a rough start, as did most of Toyota, which Toyota kind of flip-flop positions here, as we'll get to here in a minute. But Truex, solid day. He worked his way. Okay, no, he fell back at the beginning. Then stage 2, he worked his way in and around the top 10. Then he was in the top 3 for a lot of stage 3. I think he had an issue or something that caused him to fall back again. Still finished 6th. Great day for Truex, but a roller coaster one at that. Tyler Reddick, 7th place. I'll get more into his, kind of what this means here. But like I said, he had a kind of a roller coaster. I need to stop using that term. But he started 29th, I believe. He started in the back, worked his way up to 4th, fell all the way back again, and still finished 7th. He had a really fast car, and that's surprising considering he's driving for Richard Childress Racing. But Austin Dillon finished 11th, which I'll talk about that in a second. But Eric Jones in 8th place is kind of the last JGR car. Well, we'll talk about Kyle Busch, but he was somebody who a lot of people pointed out that he had terrible finishes at the beginning of the season, the first 4 races. He had a solid day today. He was all over the place, but ended up with the top 10. That's a great finish for him. But speaking of great finishes, an awesome finish here. John Hunter Nemechek 9th. We'll get into that during our rookie report because I just want to kind of talk about the rookies then, so there's that. 10th place, though, Matt Kenseth, his first race in a year, gets a top 10. He was all over the place. He was in and out of the top 10. I think he fell back almost out of the top 20, came back up, got a 10th place finish. I mean, considering he's driving a completely different car than when he left the sport, I think that's a really great sign to see him able to get a top 10 finish. But Austin Dillon in 11th. I'm not sure how he got there. I'm not sure how his day really went. He was in and out of the top 20, I guess. But an 11th place finish. I'm famous, not really famous, but I mean most people know I'm pretty negative on Austin Dillon, but this is a great finish from him, and I can think Las Vegas, I think he had a pretty good finish. So if he can keep up these finishes, I mean I won't be such a ass to him, and I'll warm up to him maybe even. But 11th place finish, that's a great finish for him, and like I said, hopefully he can keep it up. But moving on here, we're going to kind of quickly go through here. Eric Almirola, he was in and out of the top 5 all day. He finished 12th. Brad Keselowski, he had the pole. He had a very fast car. I'm not sure what happened to him, but he finished in 13th. So would have liked to see a better finish out of him. Like I said in the last video, he's kind of gotten the short end of the stick here at Penske. He had a good car, but he didn't get the finish. This could be a theme that we start seeing throughout the season. I don't know. It's just speculation. Matty Benedetto, he started 3rd. He kind of staticked in around 7th or 8th and then fell out of the top 10. I noticed he did fall back to almost out of the top 20 at some point. 14th place. I mean, it's not a great finish, not a bad finish. It was kind of an all-over-the-place day for him. Ryan Newman, 15th. That's a really great finish, in my opinion, considering he wrecked. He was the final caution with about 30-ish laps to go, able to work his way back up into 15th. Ryan Newman was in and out of the top 10. I've been saying that with a lot of people. It was just kind of how I think we're going to see a lot of people going in and out of the top 10, so maybe I have to find a new saying for it. But Newman, he was really consistently just outside the top 10. He was usually in 12th, 11th, 10th, or 9th. He was right in that range throughout the entire race. And considering all of what's happened with him, that's really great to see, that consistency that we're used to seeing out of him. 16th place, Ryan Blaney. He had an abysmal day. He was outside the top 20 for a lot of it. Never really had a fast car at really any point of the race. I'm not sure if this is really a good track for him, so that maybe you can attribute it to that. But yeah, definitely not the Ryan Blaney we came used to seeing in that first 4 races, and hopefully he's able to turn it around. 7th place, Clint Boyer. I can't really tell you. I can remember him being in the top 10 there for a little bit, but very short-lived. I think actually he was probably running in the top 10 until I think something happened to him. He got like, yeah, I remember now. He got some debris on the front of his car, and I think that ruined his finish. I think he was in 12th before that. 18th, Joe Logano. There was like a brief second where it looked like he was maybe making a run for the top 5, but all in all, like I said, with a lot of people today, in and out of the top 10, not really much there. Ty Dillon, 19th. I don't know. Ryan Preece, though, I do remember him being in the top 10 for a considerable amount of time. I'm not sure what happened, but he kind of fell out of it. Bubba Wallace, 21st, solid day. Cole Custer, 22nd. He was up front a little bit. Michael McDowell, 23rd. His teammate outperformed him by a shit ton. Christopher Bell, 24th. At least he finished. Daniel Suarez, 25th. Considering he finished in front of Kyle Busch, that's kind of surprising. I'm not sure. Something must have happened to Kyle Busch, and I just didn't see it for some reason. But Suarez finished in front of Kyle Busch. Kyle Busch, 26, as you can see on there. And this is what I want to talk about. Throughout the beginning of the season, the narrative was, the first 4 races, the narrative was that Kyle Busch was the only guy performing well at Joe Gibbs. Today, all of his teammates finished in the top 10, and Kyle Busch finished 26th. Obviously, I missed something, and something happened, I would assume. I don't think that was really his speed. He started at the rear, in 40th place, obviously, worked his way up to 9th, or just in the top 10, fell back, came back, and fell back again. So there's a lot of people that actually had that happen to him. But not a good day for Kyle Busch. Again, I'm sorry, I'm not sure what happened. I legitimately don't. Last I knew, he was just kind of chilling in the top 15, and I guess he finished 26. So don't know what happened there, but it's a pretty bad day for Kyle Busch. And then all the rest, not really all that important. William Byron, he finished the race, but he blew a tire at first, so that ruined his day. He seemed to have a pretty decent car. Talked about earlier, Jimmy Johnson. He had a really fast, blistering fast car in stage 1, had a stage win in his hands, and unfortunately lost it. And Ricky Stenhouse Jr. Finished in last place. It says here it says that BJ McLeod ran the 78. Obviously, I didn't see him throughout the entire race, so can somebody please tell me if he actually ran the 78? And I want to see that car. Also, Josh Bilicki made Tommy Baldwin's return in the 7. I also did not know that going into this race, but Tommy Baldwin's back. I'm sure Bowman fans are thrilled at the moment. So here is our rookie report for the race. I remember at the beginning of the season, I wasn't planning on putting John Hunter Nemechek in the actual, rookie report. I didn't think I was going to include him. Complete 180, as I have said in my underrated driver video. I think he's the most underrated of really any driver right now, and he really helped me with that 9th place finish today. But as for Tyler Reddick, he had a really great day. We kind of talked about that, and is clearly the favorite for Rookie of the Year at the moment. But John Hunter Nemechek in front row equipment just finished in 9th place on speed. I'm sorry, front row equipment is not good. That is a 20th place car at best, and John Hunter Nemechek just finished 9th. He was in the top 15 all day long, and just had a great race, and shout out to him for that. That's crazy. I don't think anybody can deny that he is talented after that one. But hopefully he's able to build on that, and he's 2nd place. In my opinion, he is 2nd place in the running for Rookie of the Year, because he has finished just right on the cusp of the top 20 pretty much all season long, and then out of the blue finishes 9th here. Cole Custer, he had a good day. You can maybe tie Custer and Nemechek, but Bell, we're just happy he finished a race. We're just happy he finished a race at this point. He has not had a great start to the season. He was actually running in the top 15 and then had an issue. I think his tire blew or something, and that just kind of ended his day, or at least a good day. And yeah, Bell has easily been the least impressive of the rookies. John Nemechek, out of nowhere, has been the most impressive of the rookies. Him and Tyler Reddick, I would say, in my opinion. Then Custer's just kind of been meh. He's been meh. He had a good start, but not a great finish. So yeah, really proud of my guy John Nemechek out there. He's not my favorite driver, but he's starting to become my favorite driver. I know he kind of pulled a bullshit stunt in the iRacing, but he's definitely talented. And now for my rating. The left turn rating for this race is going to be a 5 out of 10. I mean, I maybe could have given it a 5.5 or a 6, maybe even, but I went with a 5 for some reason. It was kind of similar to that of Auto Club. I mean, Harvick pretty much dominated the race, but there were a couple other leaders in there for a little bit. So maybe actually I should amend it and be a 5.5, but I already made the thing. So, but it was just kind of a marginal race if we compare it to any other. It wasn't special. There wasn't a great finish, but there was great racing. Seemed to always be a battle going on at some point. But it was a pretty solid race. Like as the halfway mark, entails the 5 out of 10. It was just mediocre, but yeah, just a mediocre race. Hopefully it's better. I mean, I wasn't expecting a god tier race, but all in all, pretty good. I'm interested to see what the TV ratings are, because NASCAR was trending on Twitter, the #1 trending thing on Twitter. So it's going to be interesting to see how if that translated to better TV ratings. So that is all for today. If you guys did enjoy, make sure you hit the subscribe button, comment down below you guys' thoughts on the race, and I guess I'll have to do one of these on Wednesdays, so 2 in the same week. Well, actually 3 technically, I don't know. But it's going to be some fun. It is racing's back. I'm happy, and I cannot wait for the next race. I'm actually going to probably watch the Xfinity race, which I don't watch Xfinity, so that's an amazing feat in itself. So excited for that. But let me know what you guys saw of the race, and let me know what you guys expect for the rest of the season. It's interesting. It's very interesting. There's some new players that kind of formed. Some of the guys who were looking great at the beginning of the year, like Joey Logano and Ryan Blaney, have kind of fallen off a little bit, it looks like. But I mean, can't really judge it. It's one race, so I'm not really going to base my championship predictions off of the first race back off a 71-day hiatus. So we'll wait and see how all this plays out. The great thing is that there is 7 races in 11 days. That is crazy. But I am drawing out this outro way too long, so I'm just going to say goodbye. Hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out.